Hey everybody, welcome back to our Making Memories series here at Freshwater Custom Rods. I'm so excited to share with you today these 4 baits that we have in their original boxes from James Heddon's Sons out of DeWidziac, Michigan. Now this company has been argued to be the one that started it all, and they have been around since 1894. You can still find a limited selection of their baits produced by Pradco in stores these days. So this is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and open up the first box and share with you what we got here. This is the 730 BGL, or the pumpkin seed sinking model here that we have. This one here originally cost $1.10. Now, the cool thing about all of these boxes is they've got a little bait catalog that you have where you can see exactly how much things weigh, what length they are, and how much they cost. So that's where I got that $1.10 information from this guy. This lure is 2.5 inches and the sinking model weighs 2/3 ounce. We're gonna keep that handy as we go on to the next bait so I can share with you that one. This is the 210 RH surface lure. We have it here. This is a red and white color. Now the cool thing about this one is it's nearly weedless because of the 2 sets of double hooks there on the bottom. It's a surface lure meant to be retrieved with short hops, getting that popping action on the way back. But this guy here also sold for $1.10, a very low popular price. Now that bait right there is 3¼ inches long and weighs 3/5 of an ounce. Moving on to our different box. This is probably a newer box than the others, but super popular bait from James Heddon's Sons is the Heddon Spook River Runt. Now this one here is the yellow shore minnow color that I've got. The box on the number is the 9409 XRY. This is a floating and sinking model. So this one's meant to be retrieved in one of 2 ways. Either that, popping or hopping motion on the top of the water. But because it sinks when it's retrieved, you can go ahead and go fast, slow, help it go up and down in the water. That guy is super cool. Now, this one that I just showed you was $1.10 also, but what we're about to see is that popular model turned into something quite awesome, which was the no snag river runt. So what they did with this guy is they turned this into a weedless model for those lily pads and heavy cover with a couple of spring-loaded guards there above, or I suppose below, the double hooks that are secured to the body. This here I think is also for that weedless presentation to help keep those snags away. But that's super cool. This one here is also a floating and sinking model. $1.35. Now that's the fancy one, folks. All right. And the N9119 XRS tells us in our little catalog here that it's the silver shore minnow. So we even got some rods on the back of this guy. But this is where I got that information about how to retrieve it. They've got 5 different types of retrieval for their lures, and only 2 of them are really featured with the 4 different lures that I had today. The surface twitch, or the hop, which is method number 2, or the up and down / stop and go method, which is method number 3 out of their 5 methods to retrieve. Super cool. that they had exactly, you know, which bait you're gonna buy, which method you should use to retrieve it, because if you're gonna catch yourself some fish, let's face it, you can't just have a pretty looking lure if it isn't presented in front of that fish correctly. So thank you for joining us on this journey, guys, where we've been able to dive into all the cool things in my great grandfather's tackle box. It's been really exciting to see all of this stuff and do some research on it, share it with you. Now, the weather is starting to change, so that's not the only reason that I'm representing this Minnesota Wild gear. It's mostly because we're thinking about ice season. Now, with the ice season coming up, I have specifically released this custom cork grip as the first of many to come, with those Minnesota Wild colors featured there with the green and red. Now this guy here is on the website, available for $30 to add on to any ice fishing rod. You're gonna see over the coming days and weeks tons of new cork and EVA foam grips being added to that list. They are one of a kind, so once it's sold, I'm not gonna produce anything that is exactly the same. So go ahead and grab yours before they're gone at freshwatercustomrods.com. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. We'll be looking forward to doing some making memories videos on the water soon. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.